So, kind of an interesting morning here. Let me see what news came out because we're down here pre-market. Um, right now, all we had was this is FOMC meeting begins, but no time there. Employment cost index, I guess, is what dropped us here. Haven't really seen that before. We do have consumer confidence at 10 a.m. Eastern, so that's going to be 30 minutes into the open. And then we have Chicago PMI 15 minutes into the open. So we need to keep that in mind here. On the 15-minute mark after the bell, we have news. In the 30-minute mark after the bell, we have news as well. So pretty much, well, today's kind of interesting. Tesla obviously was kind of the play yesterday for us over on the premium side. But today, however, we are down here pre-market a little bit. So what am I going to be looking at here? Well, obviously I want to keep this on watch just because it has some momentum, right? A lot of people are watching this. We did have earnings on PayPal yesterday. I'll get into that in a second, but nothing too crazy. We do have AMD later today as well, but that's besides the point for now. So Tesla, obviously crazy gap up yesterday, right? We had a low a day right around 185. So what am I going to be looking for here? Well, on a yearly chart, you're going to see a big gap here to the downside, right? Over the weekend, we gapped up starting yesterday morning, and we have a high up here around 199. So we have basically two levels here. I'm going to be watching for either a break under 185 and looking for just a quick little scalp here to the downside if the market stays weak, because we are right now. I mean, we had a pretty, nothing crazy, but we had a sell off this morning, seen some weakness. If that continues, looking for the downside here. We are down about, let's see here, for about $6 to $7. Why 185? Well, exactly because there's a gap. That's what I'm talking about here. So yesterday we have yesterday's low of day is right around 185. It's really 184.54. But 185 is that whole number. It's going to have the wall, and we can trade through 185 and then through yesterday's low of day, and then we're in the gap. Am I looking for a crazy move here? No. I'm looking just for maybe, $1 to maybe $3 move. That'd be great. Take the money and run. I'm not really a huge fan of playing the downside here, but, considering the high yesterday is about 199, that's about $12 away. So we're just a lot further away from the high a day to play than we are from 185. We're sitting right now at 187.50. So about $2.50. That's really nothing for Tesla. The only other thing I'm really liking here, guys, which isn't even that close, is going to be Netflix. We also have another gap play here. We have a gap here to the downside from about 537 all the way down to about 495. So, roughly $50 gap there. And then we also have a gap above here from the most previous earnings above 580, but we're sitting at 556. So, we're $15, $16 away from the downside gap. And we are, 20 something dollars away from the upside gap. So that's right in the middle of a range, but we just got to be patient here. Let this do whatever it wants. And once it can crack one way or the other, that's when we can take advantage of it. I'm not really thrilled with anything else. Okay, but I wanted to talk about why I would even consider Tesla to the downside. Well, here's a pretty decent example of what I would be looking for, right? You get the gap up play, just a strong gap up here, and then you just look for that day two move. The day two move comes into the gap, and you can probably catch a little bit of weakness here from people getting, stopped out on yesterday's low of day. That's just going to be a pretty psychological level for people to use as support. If we can break under that, that's probably where you're going to see a little bit of a slip, especially if the market's weak. So, I mean, it's really that simple. There's nothing fancy about it. If there's weakness here in the overall market, Tesla's already opening down a little bit, going to be looking for a break under 185. What are the important announcements this week? Can't remember the site. Okay, so you're going to be wanting to look at Econo Day, U.S. calendar. We have Powell, I believe, tomorrow, and the FOMC announcement. So they're going to be talking about interest rates. And if they're going to raise, cut, or keep neutral. So that's going to be big. And then we have Powell speaking. So that's pretty much the big one for this week. And then, we usually have our jobless claims on Thursday as well. So really nothing's that crazy. I mean, consumer confidence or whatever it was this morning will be a little bit of a factor. But the FOMC announcement tomorrow is huge. So if the market decides to sell off a little bit coming into that, that's ideally what we can catch today. So, but again, I think you guys probably know by now, especially you regulars, that when there's an FOMC announcement, even that whole week coming up to it, you might see some chop. So especially the day before, things could be a little slow this morning. I'm not going to be looking to push it. Tomorrow is going to be probably a slow day up until that announcement as well. So ideally, we can get in and out here pretty early and call it a day fairly quick here this morning. But again, we have news that we need to pay attention to 15 minutes into the open and 30 minutes into the open. So we will see what happens. You guys got any questions, any other tickers you want me to go over? And I'll look at PayPal real quickly. They had a pretty nice breakout here. PayPal's up at $70 a share right now. We hit a high of 72. So this is the yearly chart, so you can't see it yet, but we're going to be right up in this area. So pretty nice gap up here. Maybe something that I'd watch on the side, but I think that I would rather pay attention to Tesla, but I will put an alert up here to maybe play that new high. Other than that, it's really all I got, guys. So probably going to be paying attention to Tesla here. 185 puts will be loaded up just in case. Expecting more downside. Well, I don't want to expect anything, but to me, that's just the closest level here. I would like to play the upside or the downside. However, the upside level is about $20 away. Sorry, about $10 away. And the downside level is less than $2 away. So right now, the level that I'm considering is, the closest one is going to be 185. I want you guys to mark out 184.54. That is going to be the low of yesterday to the penny. So I'm going to be looking to play 185 into yesterday's low. What do you think my rules are? Once again, not going to be chasing an instant move down here. If this wants to just go right through, I'm going to have to let it go. Too easy for this to use this as support and bounce. If we come down a little bit here off the open and then we see a bounce, that's ideal. If we see a bounce off the open, that's ideal as well. So I want to see a move in the opposite direction. And then, I would like to see this roll back over. Something else that I do like to see, though, is a nice weak little sell-off here right into the open. That means people are kind of expecting a downside move today. But again, I will not chase this right off the open. I got the 185 puts loaded up. Is this some sort of crazy A+ setup? No, guys. But, it's not just a small little price action play. So am I going to be full size? Probably not. But I will look to, I think this is an okay setup. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. So 185 puts loaded up. Want to see a bounce here off the open. And then possibly take a starter at low a day. And then look for a breakthrough 185. And then yesterday's low. Maybe look for another 50 cents to $1 after that. And just take the money and get out of here. Any questions? We got 55 seconds. All right. Well, here we go. 10 seconds here, guys. 185 puts. That's what I got loaded up. Hope we're all on the same page here. Again, not chasing an initial move straight to the downside here. I want to see A little bit of a bounce. So low a day now on open is about 186.70. It's a little far away from 185. So we'll see what happens here. Yesterday I bought that dip a little bit. Not looking to do that right here. I'm not looking to buy puts on a pop. I want this to be very clear that it's weak. I can easily see this getting dip bought. Yesterday we did have good news. So until it shows me that it's exceptionally weak, guys, I'm not going to be looking to take this to the downside. It's got to really prove it to me to do this. Because if it wants to just bounce and just, start going for that, those highs up here, great. But we just have a long way to go. So we'll see. Other than that, I'm going to be watching Netflix on the side, but without a catalyst, it's probably not going to be moving much. Honestly, again, this low a day is a little far. So, maybe there's a chance for a starter here. But I think I may just play it safe here and wait for this to kind of trickle down in here, maybe look for a small bounce and then play some sort of H pattern. I just have a feeling people are going to want to dip by this. I hate shorting it after good news yesterday, but I think that we're a little bit extended. So it's kind of like an exhaustion play. This move is, it's had a really nice move yesterday, gapped up a ton, kind of closed a little weak. Would like to see this just give up a little bit of that move. I'm not looking to hold this for a while. It would be a really just kind of quick scalp here to the downside, simply just because yesterday's high is so far away. Am I a lot more comfortable playing the upside? Yes. But we're just not close to that level. So there's no real reason for me to focus on that just yet. So 190 would probably be where is probably the furthest place I would want to see this get to. 190 could act as a pretty decent little resistance level, then we can roll over. But again, we got news here in 13 minutes, so we could see things just kind of chop up. NQ, ES, really not doing anything here. Just pretty flat opening, not much action here. I'm liking these topside wicks, though, on Tesla. That shows me that people are starting to hammer this price down. Nice little green and red candle there. Let's see how aggressive this can get. If I see a really strong candle here to the downside, well, really weak candle, I guess I should be saying, but I can see a strong sell candle down into this low a day off these wicks. I might consider a small starter here. But if it just kind of slowly trickles down into this low a day, I'm not going to be looking to do that. I want to see, sellers really come in and hammer this. Going up into 190 here. See what happens. If this just kind of blasts off through this, holds above 190, that downside move is probably not there. I would like to see this very soon here. The closer we get to that news, the more it'll be a little iffy. So nice rejection there on 190 as NQ is pushing. Co-lamp, I'll look at AMC here in a little bit. I'm going to focus on Tesla for now, just because we're close here. If we get above 190, I'll check it out. Really nice rejection there, guys. Look at that. That's kind of what I want to see here. I told you 190 is the furthest I want to see this go, because it's either going to act as resistance like it just did, or we're going to go right through that and start squeezing a little bit. So Nice pullback right into VWAP. Let's see what happens. It's going down. Well, I don't really mess around with AMC or GameStop anymore. That was like a week-long thing, 2 years ago. So, but like I said, I'll look at it here in a second. Tesla can just happen, any minute here. So I got to pay attention. Nice little move here. I like to see this weakness. NQ is starting to roll over here. I don't want to jump the gun, though, guys. I don't want to jump the gun. I'd like to see volume start picking up here a little bit more. Nice, strong candle there, though, I got to say. Really nice. So we got low of day right around here. NQ starting to roll over here. Very easy to get faked out right there. I think it's probably much safer for us to not even consider a starter here and just let this come back into 185. This is a bullish engulfment here, so they just engulf this whole selling candle here if they can close it up above. That's not the best sign. Let me look at the option volume for a sec. The puts actually don't look too bad. Eight minutes till news here. I'll answer y'all's comments there in a second. Let me just focus here. I was at $81 yesterday morning, but I had a call expecting it to be 321. Colamp, yeah, look at this, guys. Look, see? I'm telling you, it's just better to be safe. A lot of the times I would be trying to get in on a strong candle like that. There were a lot of things telling me, like times and sales I was noticing people stack up on the bid side, things that y'all can't really see. Just kept me away from that. Okay. Colamp, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you there, my man. I don't really focus on AMC much. Having $66 overall isn't a ton of capital, so it's going to be really hard to trade with a little bit amount of money. I would just stay away from stocks like that, and there are people out there that can trade stuff like that, but I can only teach you guys what I know, and I can only show you guys what I'm good at. I can look up random tickers and try to trade them, but chances are I'm not going to make money. I'm very, very good at a very select few stocks and a very, explicit trading strategy. This is just all I do. And believe me, I tried I tried every strategy you could probably think of, and this just works the best for me. So I'm not trying to discourage you from any other trading strategy or anything, but I can only teach you what I know and what I'm good at because I know it works and I can prove that. So I wish I can give you the perfect answer on that, but I would just, I can just tell you the basic rules. What was your plan? Where was your stop loss supposed to be? What's your risk management? Why'd you get in? Why'd you get out? I would need to know all that stuff. 180 put went from 150 to 180. It didn't look like it went down. It bounced. Okay. Seeing some chop here, guys. Remember, we got news coming out and all this stuff, so I'm not surprised. We got news in 5 minutes. What happened? They dropped AMD. Well, Gio, unfortunately, I'm not the AMD CEO, so I don't know. But they have earnings today. So to me, I couldn't care less about what AMD does today. It's something on side watch, right? Like I'll watch it, see how it reacts today coming into earnings. But I'm not even interested in trading it because the contracts won't be very good. So tomorrow, after their earnings come out tonight, that's when I'm going to be looking to take advantage of some sort of move. To me, it's that simple. Those are my rules. That's what works for me, and I'm going to stick to that. So, and guys, I'm not trying to be critical here at all. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible on how rigid and simple that I make things, just based on my experience and my rules. I know what works for me. It may not work for you, but like I said, I can only teach you guys what I know, and I can only teach you guys what I'm good at. Sports cars that I'm going to sell, I should get over 1.5K. Nice, Colamp. Ethan, I was in, tested 250 call, 517 expiration last week at 12 a contract, and yesterday they were 200 a contract. Very proud of it. Mr. Happy, I love that. That makes me Mr. Happy. AMC is a horrible meme site that's dying, going to zero. I would never invest in equity, Colamp. Welcome, I not seen yesterday. Like you said, don't rush into throwing your money into something. Yeah, Duco, that's great advice. Colamp is me 10 years ago. Yeah. I don't know how old you are, Colamp, but yeah, well, then that's me. That is me. But yeah, I mean, I may have been a little harsh there, Colamp, but I want to be as clear and rigid as possible for you, so you understand. When you look at AMC though, yeah, it's just I just don't mess with stocks like this. Yeah, Colamp. I mean, I started when I was 15, man. So I probably had very similar questions. You can always reach out and ask me whatever. Nice, Mr. Happy. Good, guys. Oh, no way. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, believe me, guys, I'm at university now, and if you can actually make this work over the next few years once you get to college, it's the best job you can ask for. I wake up, work about an hour, and typically make more money by a couple times what my friends make in a week, having to have a normal job at the grocery store, or, whatever it is in college. It really pays off, but you're going to have to really, really work hard at it while you can and while you're, in high school and stuff. It's perfect time. I did the same thing. I was the kid who would leave class to go to the library, but I'd really just go to the computer lab and pull up stock charts. Colamp, perfect. I like that. Tesla trying to push high day here, so this may be done. NQ is really pushing. I mean, I like to see the rejections here, but with how strong the market's looking coming into this news, You may not see it. Nothing's really exciting me right now. I'm looking around at all the other stocks, and there's nothing good. I mean, like, look how choppy things are. Look at Amazon here. Pretty much untradeable. Nvidia, kind of the same thing. Microsoft, kind of the same thing. So, if you guys looking for a trade right now, we're doing the right thing by sitting back. What strat should I do on a paper account? Well, I mean, it's a paper account. So since you are very new, and I don't want to force you to do exactly what I'm doing. So since it's paper and there's no real risk, try things. Look up different strategies online. Swing some stocks, day trade some stocks. I used to trade equities on small stocks. You're very, very early on in a long journey. So I would try everything now, especially if you're using a paper account where you don't have real risk on the table. Kind of figure out, okay, well, maybe I kind of want to do more what Ethan's doing, or I like this strategy, differently, and do that. But I don't want you to try to trade 10 different strategies continuously. I'm saying try them. See, if you rather be trade bounces or rejections or have slower trades, stuff like that. I'm a very quick in and out guy, but I also spend 99% of my time waiting. So, my trade could last 2 minutes, but I spend 3 months waiting for the stock to set up. S&B Capital is really, really good. Colamp, for you, since you're new, I work over the summers. S&B Capital is basically a day trading firm. So it's like a trading floor. And I work on a branch off of them. T2, that's pretty funny, man. I asked for some notification. I'm going to clear this. Yeah, Charlie, all good, man. I will definitely help you out today. And honestly, today is a perfect day to probably sit sidelines, and tomorrow too. So don't be, don't feel like you're missing out on anything. I haven't taken a trade yet, and right now it's kind of looking like I'm not going to. So we'll see what happens. For anyone watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, you can ask questions as well, and I can see those. Good, Charlie. Well, you got to have that self-discipline. That's good. Yeah, Colamp, if you're in Lee's, Mr. SLP's coaching corner, he's more of a swing trading guy. So, my trades are fairly quick. 99% of them are under 10 minutes. Lee is much slower. Yeah, Gio, that's really what I'm thinking is going to happen here. I'll stick around for another 15, 20 minutes probably, and if things continue to chop around like this, then there's no reason to sit here and watch paint dry. Page 307, yeah. Me personally, I don't use fibs, but I know some people that do. Duco, yes, Duco is right on. Thank you. There's a ton of education here, CoLamp, so spend your time looking at that as well. Man, really disappointed right now, guys. I mean, there is nothing going on. Yesterday was great. I wish we could catch a trade here on the free side of things, but it's looking like a really slow day. Amazon doing nothing, Netflix doing nothing here, Tesla really doing nothing either. Microsoft in an okay low at daybreak there, but nothing too special. Nvidia still chopping around the middle of its range. Futures sitting right in the middle of their ranges. Google, same thing. Meta, same thing, guys. So everything is just not really moving here. No reason to go force anything. More than happy to sit back. As much as I want to take a trade, when the market's not presenting good opportunities, the last thing you want to do is try to make something out of nothing and lose money that you didn't need to lose when you could just sit back. If you're feeling tempted to try to take a trade or find something, put your mouse across the room or sit on your hands. Can you check NDX? Yeah, I'm surprised you're trading NDX. I mean, NDX is just basically, NQ or QQQ. So I think it's a little bit cleaner to look at NQ. What do you want me to look at on here, Focus? Tesla 189. I'm looking at level 2 here, so trust me, I'm still on top of it. You believe it will pump after hours? What's making you believe after hours? Amazon's earnings are today? Oh, no way. How did I miss that? Nice. Yeah, Amazon. I don't know. I mean, maybe they announce first ever dividend. What makes you, have you seen that in the news or something? To go with the paddle emoji. That's pretty funny. I did make sure my options level 2 is subscribed and ready to go. I'm scared, but I'm prepared. Nice, Charlie. Good. Good, good. Went from 230 to 430. Sorry, I was looking at some stuff. Have you looked at AGBA? I've not. I don't know what that is. Nice little penny stock run in here. There's gonna be names like this that move every day. CoLamp. It's just, yeah, is there money to be made there? Probably. Is it something that I'm comfortable with and good at and can read really well and have, a ton of conviction, I don't know, confidence, all that to take this trade? No, it's just not really my style. So, you'll learn over time that all you really need to do is find one very specific, small, simple strategy and get really, really good at it. And that's it. You have a money glitch. As long as you can manage risk, follow your rules. Yeah, RB, Tesla's getting a little weak here. Google moved on first ever dividend. Let's go. I trade 100 contracts at NDX. That's one of my rules. 10K for the week. Is this on a funded account, Focus? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, we're sitting right here at VWAP, but I'm telling you right now, knowing Tesla, it's just not looking very good right now. Could we get a late morning move? Yeah. Do I really care? No. Just, I mean, considering tomorrow is a very big announcement about interest rates, the Fed meeting, all that. I'm not surprised if the market is very slow up until tomorrow afternoon. So RB, good man. I like that. I'll probably be here for another 15, 20 minutes. This is just really not the environment that me personally I want to be trading in. Low volume, choppy moves. Got a couple earnings today: AMD, Amazon. So how much do you think Tesla will go to this week? Coamp, that it's not my job to know that. So this is kind of where the psychology comes into things. I don't know what the market's going to do. I don't know if it's going to go in a circle, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go sideways. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I know what I would like to see happen. And if that happens, I take a trade. If the market doesn't do what I want, then I back off and I don't take a trade. So I trade the market. I don't let the market trade me. I don't just buy a stock and just guess on where I think it's going to go, because no one knows. I don't have billions and billions of dollars to move these massive companies, to get them to a specific price. So I hope you internalize that and understand that. Google, big wick here to the downside. What just happened? So, again, I know what I want to see happen, and then I will then trade the market if it does that. Whole week is with important earnings. I'm going to do that after close. Random calls and market close for Amazon pump. Yeah, crypto is selling off, Chag. I saw that Bitcoin's around 61. Coamp, I did just notice your name color just changed. That's probably just a role that they gave you temporarily, just because you have a free month kind of thing. That's interesting, though. I don't know what that gives you. Nikki, you may want to look into that. I don't know if that gives them access to all the other admin channels and stuff. I know that there's maintenance going on, so you may want to just reach out to Pookie. Yeah, or Porter, one of the two. Cool. William was Charlie's son. That'd be pretty funny. Tesla, we're kind of hanging out around VWAP here. We did see a little bounce on NQ. A participant is clipping this. That's interesting. Who's recording this? It just said a participant is recording this. Your voice may be. Participants in this call have clips enabled. I don't know. I guess this is what happens when maintenance goes on in a chat room this big. You still don't understand? Okay. I just got a random notification for that. I have a 13-year-old son. Stocks is going at the same name as Charlie. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird, Snowflake. Well, now Tesla's bouncing here. Nvidia, new high. Meta chop central here. I'm loving these rejections at 190, but man, we need to start going. 10 a.m. Eastern news here. Consumer confidence 97, expected 104, last 103. So consumer confidence has dropped. I would think that's bad. The market has a mind of its own sometimes. So let's just see. I'm going to wait for like 1 or 2 minutes here and see where the market goes. If we start selling off, this could bring Tesla down where I want it. We're already over 30 minutes into the morning, though. So in the world coming, maybe. So pretty much, considering where everything else is right now that I'm not interested in, if Tesla stays under 190, I'll stick around. If we rip through 190, then all the way through high a day, I'll probably just move on with the day, get out of here. My job is to keep us safe, and this is not the market environment that I want anyone to try to trade in right now. So if Tesla gets real weak and we can get a clean move here, I'll consider it. Everything else, I don't think that I want any of us to get involved in. Nice little move here. Thank you, Chag. I believe it's going to keep selling. I hope so, Fidget. I want to make money. I don't know about you. Good. Yeah, I hear you. You got to be done almost. I got finals on the 7th, and that's it. At least I think. Should probably check my schedule a little bit. So far, that's all I know. What university are you at, Fidget? Oh, nice. Congrats. Are you planning to go to college? Which one? Seen some weakness here. Under 188 again. I don't know that I really want to try this low a day. I could easily see this breaking low a day and just chop it around and bouncing. So I'm going to wait for 185 personally, just to play it as safe as possible on a day like today. If this was kind of an off the open, if we really got this strong move through low a day, I would have considered, getting it around, up here around 186.50. But since this has just been real choppy, volumes, not super high, unless we see some crazy candle through here, I'm just going to kind of wait around for 185. Ideally, this kind of trickles down in here. We see a bounce up, maybe 186.50, kind of retesting that low of day area, and then an H through 185 here. That would be the ideal safe setup in my mind. We have really no wall at 185, so that's something that I don't like. The 190 calls and the 200 calls have the most volume contract-wise, but there is a decent amount on the 185s to 180s puts. Community transferring to U, which is University of Illinois. Nice. I've never heard of that one, but that's cool. Big Quinch lives up in Chicago. For anyone that hasn't seen it, I assume that most of y'all have, but you should check out the announcement on the Penny Boys retreat. I am so excited for that. What is going on with Google here? Check this out. Some crazy wicks here. I don't know if this is think or swim or what's going on. See how just slow this action is? There's just really nothing going on, guys. I mean, look at NQ. This is a day, if I wasn't streaming, I'd already be off. I could tell that this probably isn't a good day. And so, like, what a good trader would do, and this is stuff that I've learned from being on trading floors, is when stuff's going on like this, you know, maybe they sit at the desk and talk to the guy next to them or whatever, but they'll set alerts. So, like, what would I do in this situation? That's not really the only thing I'm interested in. I have an alert at the low of day. I'd maybe set an alert up here at the high of day, and I'd leave the desk. I'd go, play ping pong with someone, or, go out and get a coffee, or, whatever. Just get away from the desk. Especially being a new trader, you're going to want to sit here and you feel like you're not working and you feel like you're not making money. You're going to be looking to get into a stock. You feel like if I'm not in something, if I haven't bought or sold something, that I'm not working. Well, that was something that we did a lot there, and there was a lot of betting and stuff like that. So I thought of myself as a really good ping pong player until I met guys that did it every single day. But they got a freaking basketball court there. They got a gym there. Yeah, Forrest Gump. But back to what I was saying, it's like, you set alerts and you just back off. You just leave. You can sit and, read emails or whatever, and, do whatever. But, that's also in your experience. So you're not sitting there knowing, they're thinking that you need to get a trade. For newer traders, like I said, they're going to feel like they need to look and find a trade. They're missing out on money. And that's not the case. Quality over quantity. I am more than happy to take, 2 good trades a week and make just as much as I would taking 20 trades with a bunch of wins and a bunch of losses and up and down and all that stuff. Porter, that's pretty funny. Cash is a position. Seeing a gray P&L is better than a red. Low a day coming in here, though. We're 40 minutes in, though. We're just getting a little late. So, I mean, look, this is a big reason why I'm not looking to play this low a day. Look how easily this can get bought up here. We didn't even hit low a day, and we just got almost a $1 move there. Almost a $2 move there. Back up to VWAP. A little move on the video, but it's starting to chop up now. Meta completely flat here. Not loving Tesla. Netflix doing nothing. Amazon doing nothing. ES, NQ, Chop Central. So, I don't want to be negative, but what's up, Charlie? But this is just, like I said, it's just not the environment to be involved in right now. Charlie, I'm making noise, my man. Sort of roll over a little bit here. Market's kind of right at an uptrend. I really was not wanting to take a new Jake break pads. Yeah, maybe the voice and video settings, go to that. Look at output. Starting to slip here a little bit though. Let's see if they do it 187. Again, not going to be looking to buy in here. In Q, we're breaking well, we're right on a little uptrend here from the open. Just so you guys know what I'm talking about here. Something a little bit like this, starting to break under. So that's bearish. Tesla is just really slow. If this was weak, I mean, this would be just rolling. And for me to be safe here, even considering trading this to the downside after such a strong day yesterday, I mean, it's got to be absolutely clear. But lower day coming in. Let's see what this does. $187 just broke. Well, we're just sitting right here at 187. Would like to see that really break and get going here. We bounced right above the low of day from the open. And Q's trying to bounce a little bit. Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Like I said, you guys can ask questions as well. Probably going to stick around for maybe 5 more minutes here, unless Tesla starts going. But like I said, this is an environment that I want you guys to be involved in. Very, very easy to lose money. So, obviously, if you want to do this, if you want to take any trades on your own, you have all the right to, but I'm looking probably like I'm going to be cash today. Airosmo, yes, I only trade options. Just because I can make more money with options, and I think equities is obviously a little bit slower. Maybe well, I don't even want to say maybe. It's just a little bit safer way to trade, but you just need a lot more capital. If I want to buy 100 shares of Tesla, it's going to be what, $18,000. or I can have the right to 100 shares by buying an option. Does that make sense? Yeah. I've traded equities before. Nothing wrong with it. But to trade these stocks that I trade on a day-to-day basis, you just need a lot more capital. So, if I'm trading on a trading floor and I have $1 million account, well, then I could trade this and actually make a little bit of money. NQ just chopping right back up to high a day. Pretty boring, guys. Pretty boring. But these are days that happens, and honestly, we've seen a, I don't want to say a lot, but there's been probably a choppy cash day at least once a week. So I feel like for you guys that listen to me regularly, you should start be noticing what days are choppy on your own. You know, so in the future you'll notice them and you'll kind of sit back and stay away. It's just when things are choppy, that just means that there's indecision. Buyers and sellers are fighting or just not there. So there's just, there's low volume, less buying and selling. Price really isn't getting, pushed or pulled very clearly in one direction. So there's just not really a trade there. It's just the market being open and prices fluctuating a little bit. Amazon coming in for low a day. Still kind of flirting with this 187 level. I mean, one thing I do like is Tesla's sitting around low a day, and NQ actually just bounced about 40 points here. So, I do want to say there's definitely some weakness on Tesla, which I like, but there's just really no volume. These candles are small. I know when Tesla's ready to be traded, and right now it's just not. I will be right back. All right. I wish Tesla would just bounce so I can get out of here, but we're still just. I know that it always has a chance to just break right through and really get some momentum. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes. SoFi Bank. What's going on with that, Colamp? Pretty much nothing. But used them before. I've not used SoFi Bank. I just know that they have the NFL stadium. All right, Duco. Take care, man. Coming in for what could be all-time low here on SoFi. Tesla 187.20. Go back to that. Colamp, you leaving? Is that a joke? Oh. Yeah. Porter, that's exactly what I thought when he said that. But yeah, no, I've never used SoFi. I know that what I remember over the summer, Biden was doing when Biden was doing that student debt relief uh, stuff, that SoFi was like the main contender in that or something like that. So that's why, from a trader's standpoint, that was something that was talked about on the floor. Charlie, yeah, I know. I don't know why. I guess when I just talk a lot, I do, because I never cough on here or outside of a stream. Yeah, sick man. That's true. That's pretty funny though, Charlie. All right, Tesla, come on. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'll probably set another alert down here on Tesla around 186. So I have a little bit of about $1 cushion until 185. Set an alert up here close to 190. And then I'm probably going to call it here pretty soon, guys. You got any last minute questions for me? Unless this candle breaks right through low a day, I mean, I'm probably just going to move on. And like I said, I'm not looking to enter around these lows. Too easy to bounce. I mean, as you can see, we're just kind of sitting on it. NQ is right in the middle of its range for the day. So I would let Tesla break this and really show me that it's weak and has some momentum left in it to catch a clean move through yesterday's low. If it wants to chop around here today and chop around tomorrow, whatever, let it do its thing, and then we can catch it either late tomorrow or on Thursday morning, ideally, either to the upside or down through the downside when the market should have some clean direction. So yeah, guys, any last minute questions, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, you guys can ask as well. But I think I'm going to wrap things up here pretty soon. I don't want to stick around and put anyone in the opportunity, or in the environment, I guess I should say, I don't even know, to take a stupid trade. So I'd rather us just get out of here and not do anything we shouldn't. This is a day that I don't think there was really any trades possible. I mean, obviously, you could look back and say, well, I could have made money there, but that doesn't mean there's a trade there. It just means that the market moved a little bit, or one stock moved a little bit. So keep it simple. Stick to your rules. Tesla could just, drop right through its lows here, but we're almost an hour into the day. So volume is going to start dying out regardless. this could get even more stagnant than it already is. So no reason to sit here and just wait and wait and wait. So set your alerts. I have mine set. If this starts moving, I'll just I'll have my charts and stuff open. But I can hop back on mic for us in Discord. Maybe we can catch it. I feel like any second here this is going to break down, but I've been in this situation before and I've sat here for 3 hours and then it does nothing. So yeah, I'm going to wrap stuff up here, guys. So thanks as always for joining. I know it was a boring day, but this happens. And these are days that we can all learn from. These are days where you shouldn't be trying to trade. And, tomorrow I'm not going to be live streaming. I do have a free lesson tonight that I will be streaming on all the platforms as well. So just kind of a casual Q&A. I'll go over, whatever you guys want. We'll chart. We'll look at, we'll look at possible plays and stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys tonight. If you have anything during the day, feel free to just reach out to me. You guys know how it goes. I'm always available. And yeah, boring day, but it happens. It's all good. Charlie, will do, man. I got a little bit of schoolwork to do, and then I should be free here later this afternoon. So let me know when you're free as well, and we can work something out. Thank you, guys, as always, for showing up. Have a good rest of the day, guys. Bye-bye.